Good morning to all of you. So, we were discussing something related to preparing presentations in Beamer yesterday. So, this is essentially making LaTeX document a little bit beautiful, adding colors, adding some picture-like environments. So now we are going to see something related to inserting graphs, graphics, etc. in directly in LaTeX by typing code. So, which essentially means that remember that LaTeX has only limited drawing capabilities. So, LaTeX supports only very few options like prepare a horizontal line, prepare a line with some angle, and control the width of that, maybe the color of that, and some small boxes. Boxes are also prepared using mainly using packages like Fancy Box. Otherwise, the capabilities are very limited. Even Fancy Box is actually making use of um, uh, basic LaTeX drawing functionality itself. But apart from that, LaTeX is having very limited drawing capabilities, and for adding drawing capabilities to LaTeX, certain extra languages are actually used in LaTeX itself. And one of them is mainly known as the PostScript language. PostScript language is something directly interacting with the system, creating some drawings. So PS Tricks is actually the package that we are going to see today, which will help us to draw a little bit more complex and advanced kind of figures with the extra capability of adding LaTeX code here and there in the picture. And post for running PostScript, the PostScript package must be installed in the system. In Overleaf, it's of course installed. And apart from that, there is actually a small change in the way in which we compile PostScript files. PostScript PS using LaTeX files. So if you use overlay system, if you are compiling, if you are including the PS package, and if you are compiling directly using PDF LaTeX, it will not work. There is a small problem. So directly from Overleaf using PDF LaTeX, if you include PS that is not going to work. Basically, because PS as I think in one of these sessions, I have already told you that in the beginning, LaTeX was initially creating a file called whenever you are compiling using LaTeX, not PDF LaTeX. LaTeX was creating a file called DVI file, a device viewer independent. After that, it started converting this DVI file to PostScript file. Then PostScript file was later converted to PDF file. So the sequence was that LaTeX to DVI, LaTeX to DVI, from DVI to PostScript, and then PostScript to PDF. That was actually the sequence initially people were using. But later people started using this PDF LaTeX directly, so that directly PDF files can be created, skipping the in-between steps, saving some time also, of course. But in the case of PS this is not actually going to work. In the case of PS we must definitely use sequence LaTeX to DVI, DVI to PostScript, PostScript to PDF. But the difficulty is that we need to run all these things. This chain of commands we may have to run. That's actually a little bit difficult. But TextStudio is already having a feature. TextStudio, if you are going to use, TextStudio is already having a feature in which you can decide that in which sequence the files are to be processed. In TextStudio, you can instruct that in which sequence file is to be processed. If you apply the sequence that LaTeX, then DVI to PS, then PS to PDF, then view PDF. If you select this sequence, everything will be perfect. So in Overleaf, what we are going to do is we are going to select a different compiler other than PDF LaTeX. I will show you how to do that first. Let me start sharing the screen first. My Overleaf window. So the window is here. Initially, I will start a document. A file is now created. You need to change some of the options first. Let me go up and change the options here. Sorry, not here. I'm checking for the settings, where exactly it is. Please compile, recompile, download. No, not here. Okay, it was, yeah, it was here itself. Okay, if you click on, okay, you are inside your, where is that file? You are inside your file, and you click on this overleaf. Oh, I missed that, where it was. Click on this overleaf icon here, then you will see there are a few options: source, PDF, copy project, Dropbox, GIT. Below that, you can see PDF LaTeX. Okay, so you can see several other options like changing the settings. All these things are not really necessary to change, but here we need to change something. On the top, you can see compiler. Okay, instead of compiler, instead of PDF LaTeX, we should select Z LaTeX, not PDF LaTeX, Z LaTeX. This is LaTeX only, once again, but not exactly LaTeX. See, in fact, tech was initially created, and after that, it is actually a part of the history. Several variants of tech came into existence, which are more or less compatible with the usual tech. But some other branches were also created with support for some extra things. One of them is Z LaTeX, and other thing is Lua LaTeX. And what I have heard is that Lua LaTeX is supposed to be one of the most robust thing in features, but I have never used Lua LaTeX. But Z LaTeX people usually prefer whenever you have something to deal with languages other than Latin script languages, other than English script, Greek script, etc. If you want to use Z LaTeX, is actually the option. And we will try to show towards the end of this workshop that how to use ZLATEX for preparing files in local languages, Indian languages. We will try to do that. So for PS tricks, PDF LaTeX is not going to work directly. Instead of that, we use ZLaTeX as the compiler, which will again is going to be compatible with all the LaTeX commands. So they accept the thing is that only for PS tricks this requirement is there. If you are using the package PS tricks, you need to change it to ZLaTeX in what you call overleaf. But in the case of our own local system, as I told, of course, ZLaTeX can be used in our own editor. But when I tried ZLaTeX in my local system in Kyle, it was creating some trouble with the PSTrix output. It was not properly giving the pictures as I expected. So in my local system, I started using LaTeX to deviate to PS to PDF. But in Overleaf, it seems that ZLaTeX is giving decent output with PSTrix. So we are going to use ZLaTeX as the compiler. Changed it. Now we are going to create the file, and the structure of the file, everything else is exactly the same. There is no difference. Document class. There is no difference at all. You can define the document class. You can define it to be article. Nothing. The only thing is that now the compiler has changed to ZLaTeX. That's it. And if I understand correctly, I think most of the LaTeX files that we have created so far will run without any trouble in ZLaTeX. There is no trouble at all. And all the ZLaTeX files will not usually run properly in PDF LaTeX. That's there. So ZLaTeX is supposed to be a little bit more advanced. and maybe it can be thought of as a superset consisting of all the commands available in LaTeX. So document class, let us create a simple document first. Begin document. Maybe we can put title. I'm just creating a sample file. That's it. Maybe we will make title introduction. Let me just save it and see if it's compiling. Remember that I have changed the compiler to ZLaTeX. Okay, this is coming fine without any problem. But we have compiled using ZLaTeX. Okay, there is no indication that we are using ZLaTeX, but the compiler has now changed to ZLaTeX. Okay, now we are going to see how to use PSTricks. We are going to start with some simple file. After that, we will try to expand it slightly. And one additional thing, I would like to inform that I am not an expert user, of course, in PSTricks. I am trying several things, and some basic things I will introduce first. After that, I will try to show that how to use PSTricks for some advanced things. I don't know how much I will succeed is one thing. Taking an anticipatory bail kind of thing. So let me just start. So how to start things? That is the very first thing. To use PSTricks, the very basic thing that we have to do is we have to include the PSTricks package naturally. So we need to include the PSTricks package. So use package PSTricks is the very first thing. One second. So use package PSTricks. That is the very first thing that we will include in the preamble. Maybe to be disciplined, we'll add packages. Begin. We'll put a comment. So use PSTricks. This is the essential package that we require. Now, we will start with adding some simple dots. We'll add one simple dot here. We'll create a dot. PS dots at position 1 0. Okay, we must. Okay, I'm not putting an extra dot here. Just adding a dot. See that this dot is different from the dot we have put here. This is slightly large, and we don't know how the size of this dot was actually determined. Anyway, this is the command using which we prepared a dot. Okay, I will put one more dot here. Let's see what happens. That dot is going here. Okay, that dot is going here. That the dot picture is appearing somewhere here. Okay, we'll come to that later. Why it's happening like that, I will explain. Let me just copy this content into Google document. I'll share the document also. 26. So here is it. LaTeX code. The file is now updated. So we created a simple dot. Okay. And I will show you that what happens if the difference between ZLaTeX and LaTeX. Now suppose that we change this from ZLaTeX to PDF LaTeX. Now the compiler is PDF LaTeX. Let me try to compile. You can see that there is an error. See this undefined control sequence, PS tricks, it's unable to understand. So PDF LaTeX is not going to work. So you should use ZLaTeX. Lua LaTeX, I don't know whether it will work. We can try. That's also creating some trouble. So maybe I think I have seen somewhere that Lua LaTeX also should work, but it doesn't seem to be so. So we will stick to ZLaTeX as the compiler. Now we can create multiple dots also using the same command. Let us add some space so that to distinguish the dots. Creating three dots. PS dots. So give them in sequence at 0 0, 0 1 or 0 3. Oh, sorry, you cannot put comma here. 0 3 3 3. You can probably guess that this dot where my mouse is pointed, this is probably 0 0. If this is 0 0, this is probably 0 3 because it is at a height of 3 almost. Maybe most probably we can assume, we can think of it like that. At the same height, there is another dot uh, with the same distance as of this. So you can think of this as 3 3. Okay. So the coordinate system is framed in the following way. Wherever the text is ending, means dots and after that a colon. That particular position, the next position is considered to be 0 0, the origin. With respect to this origin, an axis is formed, a frame is formed, and dots are plotted with respect to this origin. So here 0 0 is kept, and a vertical line, horizontal line is drawn to show to invisible axis is drawn for determining the coordinates. 0 3 is plotted, 3 3 is plotted. But the only thing is that it's now overlapping the previously created text. Okay, because it's not minding the previous text was there or not. It is only considering that 0 0 to the origin and proceeding directly, straight away, without worrying about anything else. If you do like this, 3 dots for a triangle. Now you can see that the 0 0 is moved to the right. So 0 3 and 3 3 is also moved. I'll update the Google document. See, I'm saying this because you should probably understand how exactly this PSTrix coordinates are working. Okay. Then only you will be able to make something very useful. You should understand that how the coordinate system is being worked out in PSTrix. Now, the issue that the picture is being created without minding, without respecting the previously typeset text. To avoid that, we will create a box-like environment. A box-like environment in the sense that the box will be occupying the empty space after the text. Inside that box, the coordinates will be considered, coordinates will be constructed, and points will be plotted. Okay, so we will copy this entirely. Once again, creating 3 dots for a triangle in a in an invisible box. For creating the invisible box environment, we will put something called the PS picture, PostScript picture environment. So this is defined in. Okay, let us see how is this working. Not very clear whether it has actually achieved what we wanted. So let us try to modify it slightly. And here I will put and some text after that. Here also I will do that to see if it's working as. Here I can say that creating 3 dots for a triangle, 1 2 3, but text is flowing. Text is flowing. Okay, to make it little bit more distinguishable, I'll do one thing. I'll put this on a line and see how is this working. Copying and pasting the entire thing, but changing the coordinates. 0 0, 0 1, and 0 2. So 3 dots on the same line. Same thing I will put here also, but not on a triangle. This is on a line. Let us try to compare and see. Oh, I have created 0 0 0 1. Oh, I should have created 1 0 instead. Sorry, I wanted it on a line. zero zero. It's the other way. 1020. This is what I wanted. Sorry. This is here. Huge space is left here. We should see why it's like that. Here the text is typeset after that. Maybe we'll go to a new page and see. Some blank spaces left. Okay, this PS picture environment is creating some box here, invisible box, of course. Okay, let me update the Google document. Updated. Now, we will add some dimensions. We will add some dimension to this box just to avoid the problem that we have just seen. See, here we have seen that here with this. Show you that. Maybe I'll create a new page once again to see it clearly. Creating four dots for a rectangle. So 0004 as the height. Okay, we will 0040. Next is 4 4, and next is 04. Four of them. Now, let me create a frame with four, which of dimension 4 by 4. Creating a paragraph. Now let me create a box. Now it's very close because The fourth 04, this point is actually nothing but 40 point. After 40 point, because the box is now complete with this dimension, 44 is the box size. Now, if you want to reserve some extra space for this box, let me create a 6 6 box, which means the top right corner 6 6. We can add something more if you prefer. 01, 02, 03. Oh, sorry, comma is not required here. 1 1 or 10 20 30. Oh, sorry, once again, comma. So many dots. And some text after that. You can see that the text is now outside this box. But 6 6 is a box with dimension 6 6. Once again, starting, the origin is considered to be the first point 00, wherever the new paragraph, wherever we are starting the new paragraph, that's considered to be the origin. A 6 by 6 box is now created, and after that, some text is made after that. If we change this box from 6 by 6 to say 2 by 2, okay, what will happen? If we change it from 6 by 6 to 2 by 2, what happens is that, see this, only two spaces are occupied for this box, and text is getting overlapped over that. So we should reserve at least 4 by 4. Not necessarily even, not necessarily equal. The first and second coordinates need not be equal. That simply represents the top right corner of the box. Top right. And in fact, you can say that bottom left also you can, one parameter is necessary, that is top left, sorry, top right. You can give the bottom left also you can specify. So the diagonal wise we have specified. Top right, bottom left. So if we give 1 1 here, what will happen is, so now this is not a box of dimension 6 by 6. This is a box of dimension 1 less in width and length and breadth. Now this is starting at 1 1. Box is at 1 1. But these are occupied at 0 0. If you do not specify anything here, this is assumed to be 0 0. Now we can create the dot style. We can change the dot style from this to square if you want. Optional parameter can be given. Oh, it hasn't changed. Dot style square. You see, defined. Dot. Oh, sorry, that's wrong. Dot style. It's correct. There are various dot styles possible. Oh, it's not coming. Okay, some of these things are not properly appearing somehow. Dot style. Okay, this is working anyway. I don't know why it's not working. This should actually work. Star is not working. Why? Okay, the plus is working. Star is somehow not giving me the output. Okay, maybe X is giving. What about plus? Okay, plus we have already got. X we are not getting anything. Okay, anyway, we can change. There are certain styles. Probably we can check documentation to find out what are the styles available. Now we can change the color also. Dot size we can change. Dot size equal to 5. Where should it change? With plus. Oh, it's changing here. Maybe I will keep only one here or two, four, four, removing everything else so that size can be easily understood. Only two dots are here now, 0, 2 and 4, 4. But the thing is that the center of this plus is kept at 4. At 4, 4. Sorry, the center of this plus is kept at 4, 4 and the other one center is kept at 0, 2. Because the dot size is taken to be too large. Dot size by default, I think it must be 1, not even 1. 1 pt it must be that. So maybe some 0.1. Seems to be something related to that. So if you keep something very large, then the size also will be very large. Now we can have some line color also. I think it is circle, not or just dot. Okay, not circle. Must be the same dot only. That's a default thing probably. Okay, I'm removing that dot style entirely to just change line color is blue, but line color is now taken as the fill color also. Okay, let me see what's meant by this fill color then. Are other options. I'm using PS dots. Okay, let me try to see PS dot. Okay, PS dots will really work. Somehow the fill color option doesn't seem to work in this case. Okay, some of the options somehow doesn't seem to work, even though it's given in the documentation. Doesn't seem to work. Okay, let us just leave it like that. Okay, what about square? Let me just try with square once again. This maybe some of the options are not compatible enough. With the square, it seems to work. Maybe because for the other one there is no boundary properly defined. Okay, so line style also I'll try line color. These options, this like line color, fill color. Okay, this is now working probably because the other things were not having the dot is not having a boundary predefined. It has only the center. That's why it is giving only that color. So these options like line color, fill color, dot style, dot size. So these things are going to work for many of the PSTX commands. I'm trying with one more style. Okay, this is also working. Diamond is also working. So these are basic shapes. Now the dots can be actually rotated also, since that the plus one that we have created, that now can actually be rotated to some angle and can be scaled up. Dot style is plus, dot scale 2, angle equal to 45. PS dots and PS dot. PS dot is a single dot and PS dots is multiple. No, dot angle, sorry. Oh, see that this has actually become something like into 1 1 2 2 also if you give, or so they are all arranged in the 45-degree angle. Okay, let me update the Google document with this. Okay, update. Okay, what is it the question? Yeah, I think the difference is basically that dot scale is something relative. Suppose that you are creating a picture environment in which you are defining the font size, every such thing. Then the scaling will happen according to that font size. For example, if you are keeping the font size to be 12 pt, dot size is also going to change accordingly. If you are using dot scale, whatever the default size is there prescribed by the package or the document class, dot scale will scale it up or down depending upon the scale factor. But if you are using dot size, that is going to be absolute. So if you give zero point 0.1 as the dot style, that will be zero point 0.1 itself, irrespective of what type of font size you are using in the whole document. So one is absolute and the other one is relative. That's the only difference. Now let us try to create some simple lines using PS line. So PS line is the command that we use for creating lines. Begin PS picture. Let us put a bounding box like 5 5, so that some space will be reserved. This seems to be somewhat a standard usage, that we need to reserve some space for the picture to make sure that the text is not getting interfered with. That not only that, size also can be controlled properly. Even if you do not put this, it seems that nothing will happen if you are creating independent pictures on separate lines. So PS line, just like PS dots, you need to give the starting point and the initial point and end point. You should specify in coordinates. 1 1 to 2 2. We can specify. Okay, let us see that later. Why this much space is appearing? So let us create a box with 4 4 size. I think it's better to give the size like this. Otherwise, we are wasting a lot of space. Unnecessarily, it's reserving a lot of space otherwise. So even 4 4 is not necessary, because we need only a 2 by 1 1 to 2 2 is the only thing we require. So let us keep 2 2 itself. It's going up. So no wastage of space. Now suppose that we add one more, 2 2 2 2 0. Two zero two one one. So triangle is now complete. We can now change the line style as well if you want. So just like as in the previous case, we can give line style dashed, line color yellow. Let's see if it's working. Line style dashed. Okay. Oh, section is created once again. Seems to be very dull. blue, red. Can we give the dot size? Dot size seems to have, I think line width is what we can do. Oh, it's too much. This is it 3 point? 0.5. Let's see. Then 0.5 is too much. I think maybe we can specify in PT. 0.5 cm. Okay, that's making some sense. I think we can set the entire width. TST set. I don't know. Let me see if it's going to work. Maybe in the entire environment we can set something like this. Okay, let me just see. Let me create new, so that instead of doing it individually in each and every line, we can probably try to do it in a single command, ps set, setting the line width, etc. here instead of controlling it individually. I think we should use curly brace instead. Did it work? Where is that? Okay, some space also. Setting same style for all the lines. Okay, this PS set. Whatever style, line width, what is that? Line width, line color, whatever you want to set, you can set it here, inside this PS picture. So you need to set it here inside this, because otherwise, if you are keeping it outside, maybe what will happen is that it may work, but it will be affecting all the pictures after that, which is not what probably you want. This is how we can create lines. Now we can add arrow marks also. So if you want arrowed lines, you can even do that. Of course, in the PST set itself, you can add if you want arrow equal to pointing towards right, arrows. Sorry, I will change this. Only for this line, of course, and for this line in this direction. But this is not very visible. This is actually the line is from 22 to 20, but this arrow mark will be pointing to 22. But now it seems to be not very not easy to identify what exactly we have done. Okay, I will change this to something else. Here I will change. Now where is this arrow mark appearing? Now arrow is appearing on the other edge to this point. So this arrow mark is the beginning. The previous arrow mark was towards the end, pointing to 2 2. This is pointing to 1 1. Now if you can put both these simultaneously. I think once again using PS set you should be able to get the PS set, the optionals everywhere. Yeah, if you set it as in the PS set, it will be appearing everywhere. So it will be pointing towards the last point. So this is how we create arrowed lines. So here, remember that this particular mark means that you are terminating it with an arrow. But instead of that, you can terminate with something else also. So there are a few other options which are okay. If you really want, you can use that. I'll remove the other ones to see the difference clearly. This is one option. This is another. Oh, sorry. So the difference between the top one and the bottom one, this one and this one, is that on one, this dot is the center of the dot is the end of the line in one. So here actually the line is increasing. The line is increasing by an extra this dot. Length of the line is actually slightly increasing. Okay, there are different styles like that. You can refer the documentation for finding out what are the possibilities available. Okay, this is about creating simple lines. Now we will go into more complex structures. The arrow length also can be controlled if you want. So if you want to change the arrow length equal to 5, here it is not. The arrow, basically because of that probably it's not coming out properly. Just see that arrow length. Let me change this to the usual arrow and change the arrow length to 5 and see. Okay, the arrow length has now changed. You can make it double line if you prefer. But certain parameters we need to use carefully, because otherwise this may not work properly, because width we have increased. It is difficult to see if it's actually a double line or not. Now, instead of drawing multiple lines, instead of drawing using the multiple PS line commands, we can draw the picture inside a chain of lines. If you specify the coordinates like x1 y1 x2 y2 x3 y3 x4 y4, then x1 y1 to x2 y2 x2 y2 to x3 y3, like that lines can be drawn. So again, creating 6 6, a decent size. So 1 1 to 2 2, or maybe we will draw a square like this. 0 2 to, sorry, 0 0 starting with, after that going to x-axis 2 0, then going to 2 4, then going to 4 0, 2 4 4 0. Let me see. Oh, what happened? 0 0 2 0 2 4. Okay, one more is required. 2 4. Here it is. 0 4. Sorry. 0 4 to 0 0. Just become a rectangle. Instead of this, we can use the polygon command, so that it has almost the same effect. The only difference probably is that you don't have to say the last parameter, because if you give it in sequence, it will be taken from x1 y1 to x2 y2, x2 y2 to x3 y3 to x4 y4. Then whatever is last one, it will be taken back to the first parameter. So we need to use PS polygon instead of PS line. All other commands, line width, all should work as in the same way. Now there is one more extra thing that we can do in PS line. This Instead of having square shape in the corner or angle like shape in the corner, we can have arc like shape, slightly bending. For that, we need to use line arc parameter. So how much you should bend? Just 0.25. I think 0.25 is too less. Only for the last one, it's here for 0, 0, it's not getting affected because I think for the line from 0, 0 to 20 is bent, 20 to 24 is bent, 24 to 04 is bent, 04 to 00 is not bent. Okay, the last one is not being applied. Let us try with C5. You cannot create an oval shape like this. Maybe you can use some other structure for creating the oval shape. But for this is fine. And for polygon, I think we can use the fill color also. For a fill polygon, we can use something called polygon star instead of polygon. It's filled with black. Maybe we can give fill color is equal to yellow. I don't know. I'm just trying. Should usually work. Fill color. Is it because yellow is not seem to be a color? Let me try with PS polygon. Let me add one more style, one more parameter, solid. This seems to work. Okay. Perfect. This is working. Now, instead of using polygons for creating rectangles, we can specify the bottom left and top right corner. So for that, we will simply once again use another PS frame command. From 0, 0 to the bottom to 2, 4. Let us create one. Exactly the same thing. There is no difference. Okay, to make it a little bit different. And frame arc that can be used for curving the corners. I think it's 0.5 pt by default. Zero zero to 24. So I kept a rectangle inside same rectangle. See that all these are inside the 6 by 6 this box. So if you put it separately, the problem is that it may go to once after creating this may go somewhere else if you do not use this PS frame, PS picture environment. For example, suppose that you're keeping it outside. Suppose that you keep it outside. Maybe a new page. Yeah, this is working fine, but the only thing is that RE without picture, it's getting out. It's getting on the top of that. That's the only problem. So PS picture we should keep to make sure that things are not getting interfered. So overlapping effect is not happening. If you definitely want the overlapping effect, of course you can use it. So some more options are some more structures can be constructed. More. So PS triangle. The PS triangle actually draws an isosceles triangle. Isosceles triangle with the base along the x-axis. So I'll copy paste the entire thing from somewhere. So these are triangle. The first is a triangle with midpoint at 1, 0. Two is the length of this base. So midpoint at 1, 0. Two is the length means that this is from 0, 0 to 2, 0. That base is from 0, 0 to 2, 0. And height is 3. Height is 3. Now this triangle is another triangle, again isosceles triangle with the base parallel to x-axis. But now the difference is that it is a fill triangle. This is a diamond which is used for creating a rhombus. These are some already available figures. Now, if you go to circles, drawing circle is once again easy. Just use the PS circle with specifying the center and radius. Center and radius we need to specify. So we are creating 2, 2 with the center and radius. The say 2 as the radius. Now we can in fact place a dot also to denote that where the center is. We can even draw a radius vector. 2 to which point we should draw? 2 4. Or to 4 2. And with an arrow mark. So as in the previous case, fill circle can be created by using PS circle star. And you may even use the line style to be dotted, line style to be dashed. All these parameters will work. Now we can draw an arc also if you want. Maybe inside the same circle or maybe even outside, anywhere. Because we have to specifically give the center of the arc. Radius we should mention. Let us use the same radius. 2. But center was given to be 2 2. Okay. 2 2. Radius also 2. Now you should tell that from which angle to which angle. So counterclockwise direction. So let us draw from 0 to, or maybe 180 to 270. So the structure is this: center, radius, from degree to D. Okay, let me. I have not updated the Google document. Let me do that. Update. Now we have an extra option here. Either we can fill it PSR star. Same sender. Let me use 100 degree to say a small one, 120. That's a fill arc. Of course, you can fill using PSR also. We can fill. Oh, sorry, 100 to 120. That's not getting filled. Two 100, 120. We tried to create a separate thing. Why is it not getting filled? Let's try with a new one. Removing everything else. Okay. Oh, why this PS arc is not giving? Okay, let me copy code to see if I am doing something wrong. Okay, basically maybe because I'm taking it. Suppose that I change it to this and try once again. Okay, that was I was choosing very. Okay, how is it taking that? So okay, only that much. So there was not much. Was this 42? Something wrong? 45 to 120 I have taken, so it should not be that small. So this is from angle 45 to angle 120. Okay, this much only is colored, not exactly. Okay, this is not actually a wedge. Sorry, this is something that I misunderstood. This is not a wedge kind of thing. This is actually an arc. Okay, that's wrong. I understood slightly differently. I should use to get the effect of what I actually wanted. I should probably use something like PS wedge for getting a piece of that, not arc. Yeah, this is now giving what I actually wanted. So this, I was expecting this, not the previous one. Now, one more option is here in the PS arc. So this is not actually wanted. PS arc in this picture, you may see that the arc is marked here. We can show the line to the arc, in the sense that the boundaries of that arc also we can see like this. So instead of 180, let me just change it to 270, 45 to 30, 225. Of course, I think I can fill this also. Let me try. But only the arc is getting filled. So otherwise we should use wedge. Yes, wedge. There is no show points. No fill color even here. We can even show the arc. Sorry, even show the angle. Not here. Just the picture, full picture. We were dealing with this PS angle. I think exactly the same structure we should use as that of arc, but with 45. We will try to do it with 45. 0 to 45. Sorry, this is again PS arc only. Oh, no, no. This is not actually what I actually wanted. So, sorry, this is not what I wanted. This is something else. Okay. So, for creating an angle like effect, this is not exactly what I was thinking about. Creating an angle like effect, if you want to display some angles here, we can reduce the radius slightly and put an arrow mark. Okay, let us see the effect of this. This is an arrow mark is shown here. This is not what we exactly wanted. Yes, here it seems to be working. So the angle is now displayed here. If you want to show the angle, we can use a technique like this. For example, here from 45 to 90, if you want to display the angle, or 0 to 90, say. Now, this is actually a trick. This is not exactly a command or anything like that. In the same way, we can plot ellipses. Okay, there was a question. What was that question? How to label the center? Okay, for labeling the center, you need to place a text. That's it. So to label the text, you need to place a text somewhere. Okay, let's see that. Labeling the sender. Where should we place the text? Circle is here. So if you want to put some text at some specific position, the command rput is being used. Rput. So let us put rput here. The center is at 0, 0. The center is at 2, 2. Therefore, it is not proper to keep it there. But instead of keeping it at 2, 2, maybe the dot is already there. I don't know. Maybe we can keep it at. Let us see. Is there any other uh, better way to? put it somewhere. So 2 is the center. Let us go slightly left. So 1.5 at the height of 2. Put some text. See. Let us see if it's working. Oh, sorry. Whatever it is, 1.5, not 1.5. C and 2, 2. I think the font size we can change slightly. I think this is how we can achieve placing the text anywhere. We can actually place a grid also. If you want a grid like graph paper like effect, you can even have this. But seems to be really not something really good because the grid the thickness is too large. Let us know that. Okay, now going to create an ellipse. So the structure of the ellipse is also the command for ellipse is, as we can guess, this is PS ellipse. Now we need to specify two parameters. So for drawing an ellipse, we need to specify two parameters. One is the, of course, the center. Suppose we start it at 3, 3. Now we need to specify that from 3, how much we should go to the right. From 3, the second, from 3, 3, how much we should go to the right, and 3, 3, how much we should go to the top. Which means semi-major and semi-minor axis lengths we have to specify. So related to the center, it will be taken up. It will be taken right. So let us make non-uniform to see the difference. So even if you take 3, there is no problem. Okay, 1.53 we will keep. It's not complete. Just like the other structures, we can have fill color, line color, all these parameters for all these geometrical objects, they are exactly the same. I will see one more. So PS tricks, PS parabola. So what is meant by this? 2, 2, 3, 3. So if you want to mark the points, that also can be done to see. PS point. What happened to that? Sorry, PS dot. There's no PS point, it's PS dot. And if you want a grid, So what is okay? One extra parameters. So you have a box here consisting of a 6 by 6 box is here. It is now shown with the axis. Here the parabola is drawn 2233. Okay, we'll show one more. The same 4412. So from this we can see that the starting point is defined by the first parameter 4. Okay, the starting point is now defined. Now from the starting point, the center of the parabola, the vertex of the parabola is going to be 1 2 4 4. Here it's starting 2 1 2 is now the vertex here. 2 2 and 3 3. 2 2 and 3 3. What happens is the starting point is 2 2. The vertex is at 3 3. Okay, then it's symmetrically drawn. Once you prepare first one half of that, the other half is prepared symmetrically. It's going up, it's going down. It's going down is defined by that. So if you are defining the starting point to be somewhere here and the vertex to be on the top, it will be open to the bottom. Vertex on the bottom and sorry, and starting point is below the vertex. It will be opening downwards. If the starting point is above the vertex, will be opening upwards. That's it. Start drawing. Vertex point. This is how it's working. Okay, let me update the Google document. I have updated the Google document with all this. Okay, let me see what next we should. Corner, we have seen few circles, ellipses. So, so far we have been seeing curves that are for rectangle, polygon, all these things curves we were using linear, and for circle, ellipse, etc., we were using some predefined set of commands for drawing. Now there is another command that can be used for drawing curves by using again the coordinates. I will show that, and then we'll be able to understand it properly. So let's try to go into a new section, or maybe instead of that we can go to a new file itself. I think that's better. Create a new file. I'm removing everything. Okay, let us begin a new file, a new picture environment. Use package pstrix. So begin ps picture with again the bounding box at 66. 66 seems to be somewhat easier for us to deal with. Okay, let us draw a sequence of lines and after see what exactly we mean by the next command. So ps lines, line style dashed. So 112, 13, 132, 4, 5. I'm just trying. Okay, let us see the effect of this. Okay, one more. 4, 5, 2, 3, 2. Maybe I will take it a little bit forward. 6 2 on the x direction. Okay, so this is the curve that we have. This is the line segments we have connected. But now, instead of that, I'm using PS Bezier, and exactly the same command. But line style is not dotted. Maybe I will add one more. 6 2 6 2 to same X, or 7 5, and adding this here. So we have actually defined a curve which is a smooth curve using set of points. It's a continuous curve. It is a smooth curve. It is, say, depending upon if you are adding more and more points, it will almost look like the actual set of lines we plotted. If you add more points, for example, suppose that here we have added the 1 1 to 1 3. There it's fine, and then from 1 3 to 4 5 we have added. Instead of that, 1 3 to suppose 2 4, I add 2 4. Let us see. So 2 4 here also I will add. See that it's trying to approximate the actual, trying to approximate the linear curve, linear set of lines by using a curve. This is known as Bezier curve. Okay, this is how such a curve is created in PSTricks. See, actually, parabola is in some way it's actually an extension of this Bezier curve. And if you want to interpolate, if you want to draw an interpolating curve in the sense that suppose that a set of points are given, so interpolating curve in the sense that which is a differentiable curve which passes through the given points. So for that, PS curve command is used. PS curve, exactly the same thing we will try to see. Line is the same, not Bezier. Bezier is a little bit more smooth. PS curve. See that this is the curve. This is an interpolating curve. And if you show the points on the Bezier curve, sorry, on the interpolating curve, you can say that these are the points where the curve is intersecting with the lines. These are actually the points that we have defined, and the rest is automatically calculated by PS tricks. So these are some way to create a non-linear curve. So we have seen how to create the usual geometric structure, and see the line color, curvature, all these things. For even for the PS curve, we can even define the curvature. So curvature parameter also we can specify if you want. There is a parameter called gradient parameter. Lot of specification, lot of extra things are there. We can check the PSTrix user manual for these things if you require. Now, about creating labels. So we have already seen that we can use output for putting labels at whatever place we want. Now, output can actually be controlled using some rotation. So if you want to control the rotation, we can even do that. For example, output. We can apply some rotation also. That's what. Okay. Previously we were using some output command. So let us put some text somewhere. Output at what is the reference point that we have kept. Suppose that so this is 1 1, maybe 0 0. We will put some text. Okay, let us try to add features one by one and see the difference. The curve begins. Let me just try to change the angle of this thing. The curve begins here. Let us change the angle slightly. Let me see if this is 90 degree. If we give, what will happen? Let us see. Sorry, that's a mistake. 90 degree and the text. 90 needs to be specified, not here. Probably here. So the text has now gone to 90 degrees. So in the case of output, we can specify the point from where the type that the printing to start, and the direction of the text also we can specify. And there are some extra things also we can specify, like left bottom, right bottom, top right, bottom right. So of the box where we are putting all these things. So if we give right bottom, oh, but unfortunately, right, this capital B corresponds to right top box. Okay, let us see that where right bottom. Okay, let me just try to copy one command to see what exactly it means. Okay, RB. So this is a 6 6 box. So RB00 top right 3.25. So in a box of 3.25, or if you put 00, what will happen? That's what I want to see. Okay, now the reference point is getting changed. I think the reference point from 00, the reference point is now right bottom. Right bottom 6 6. Okay, let me just try to change it once again just to understand what exactly is happening. 6 6. Now it's going to. Okay, let us enable the grid also to see how exactly the coordinates are marked. So 6 6 6 here. So this is kept at top right, uh, top right. So if we keep a small b, so what is the difference between these two? It's going up. So if I give LB, what's happening? Okay, from therefore the printing is starting from that point onwards. It seems LB means, okay, we'll give LB. We'll try to see the difference between these two. RB, here it is RB. Okay, these are all minor variants only, but still let us try to see that what exactly these mean in putting the text in the picture. Oh, but really, it's really difficult to identify. So let us try to disable a few. So left bottom. So LB is going after that. Now what about R capital B? Okay, RB is kept perfectly inside that. So in the case of LB, it is starting from that particular point and going towards the right. In the case of RB, the text is to the right of that particular point. In the case of R small b, there is not much difference between R small b and R capital B, it seems. I don't see much difference between R capital B and R small b. Anyway, okay, we can try to see that what are the options. But if you are careful enough to understand the coordinates, then probably you can manually put all these things without. Okay, that's all about creating boxes and adding a reference, adding text to the box. Now we will see there are certain other boxes which we can use for inserting the text also. Like already we have seen that PS some F box we have seen. Now there is a box called PS frame box. There is something called PS frame box. Yesterday itself we have seen there is a shadow box which is available in fancy box. Such kinds of things are available in even PS tricks. PS shadow box is there. So for that, but I don't think that this begin picture is required. PS shadow box or boxes. PS shadow box or PS frame box with shadow true. Both are correct. PS shadow box. The text is in a shadow box. And this text is in a frame box. Now we will add one more. Text is in a frame box with shadow true. The first and third one are equivalent. So frame box with shadow is same as shadow box. Now there is a circle box. If you want to enclose text in a circle, there is a circle box where you can give the content. See that you can control this by using an output angle 45. If you give something like this, maybe the reference point also, or if you do not specify the reference point, what will happen is, so you can use this for controlling the way in which that circle is appearing. So if you give 90 here, what will happen is the output, you can use it for putting any content with any angle. So not just output simply means that put it with respect to the reference point. So this also can be achieved. Circle text within PS circle box. If you are inserting within an output, you can control, you can rotate it. Now the oval box is also there. Maybe we can put this in PS picture environment with once again 6 6 as the coordinates. So this is at 3 3. If you want to check the grid, you can see it here. Now the oval box can be placed similarly. This is an elliptic box. Okay, just like what is the question? Parabola, ellipse, commands to draw arbitrary function fx equal to 1 by x. Yes. PSTrix by itself does not know anything about this mathematics things. Okay, PSTrix is actually a package which will actually help you to draw according to the given set of points, set of parameters. Okay. So here you are actually asking PSTrix to do some computations to find out a set of data points corresponding to your function fx equal to 1 by x. Um, Capabilities are there for drawing functions, some not only standard functions but polynomial functions the inverses of functions like this, like 1 by x. For that, we need to use some other extra package. Probably I will explain it tomorrow. I'll be continuing with the PS tricks because today we have seen how to create boxes, how to draw some standard geometrical figures, and more Euclidean geometrical figures, and as well as drawing mathematics related stuff will be discussed tomorrow because we don't have time to complete that. If we start that, we will be reaching nowhere. So we will be continuing with the PS tricks, and we will be continuing to see how to draw, how to see the advanced features of PS tricks. We have only seen basic features of PS tricks today. The advanced features of PS tricks will be discussed tomorrow, along with creating functions, uh, uh, filling the area between curves. All these things we will be discussing probably tomorrow. And I think probably with this I will stop tomorrow because we cannot continue, we cannot start those topics today. So if there are any questions related to this, you may probably ask even tomorrow. Okay, let me update the Google document first. I have not updated the Google document with the second one, second file. Okay, I have updated the Google document. So what I was saying is, for creating mathematical, for drawing graphs of mathematics functions, which we actually need many of the times, there is a way. There is actually a special package in Pastrix, which is not actually a part of the that default Pastrix package. Pastrix was not introduced keeping mathematicians in mind. Probably it was introduced keeping the drawing purposes for computer scientists, etc. So we will see how to draw mathematics functions. We will see how to draw minimal graph theory. I don't know much about graph theory apart from knowing certain basic graph theory kind of thing. So we will see how to draw basic mathematic functions and a basic using some formula and basic some basic graph theory commands for creating graphs. So we will see these things probably tomorrow in probably tomorrow's session. Tomorrow's session we are starting again at 10 o'clock itself. So we will see these things tomorrow. Okay, to changing text studio. Okay, let me just try to show that. To be frank, I have not done that in Text Studio. I have done that in Kyle. I will show that. I will try to show that in Text Studio. Let me just try to share my Text Studio window. 1 second. I'm sharing my Text Studio window. I think you are able to see the Text Studio window screen here. Okay, let me just copy paste the entire content from the overleaf page so that we can try if it's working fine. So I have copy pasted the entire content. Now let me see what can I actually do for compiling it. So here probably I should go to configure Text Studio. Then I should go to build command. So here I should use build and view instead of compile default compiler. Okay, I can use, instead of using ZLaTeX, you can use LaTeX itself. ZLaTeX is not properly working in my Kyle installation. So what I did is I used DVI to PS to PDF. Okay, so DVI to PS to PDF chain. I am choosing this in the build and view. Applying, trying to compile. Let me see. LaTeX tools, build and view. It's working fine. So here under tools, instead of compiling usually means LaTeX. Maybe I should change even that in this. See, instead of either you can change it to ZLaTeX, which I don't think it's working properly. So instead of here build and view, you can see a chain. You select the chain DVI to PS to PDF, DVI to PS to PDF to make it work. So if you use ZLaTeX, okay, let me try. I don't really know whether it will work. Even ZLaTeX here it's working, but the previous graph was creating some. Here it's getting okay. In some graph was creating some trouble while I was using ZLaTeX in Kyle. I don't know whether it's a problem with Kyle. You can do in either way. Either you can change in the options. You can configure Text Studio. Go to build, change the build and view to either DVI PS this chain, or change the compiler to ZLaTeX. Okay, that's it. Okay, I think only that much. Okay, in that case, we will meet again tomorrow at 10 o'clock. So, shall we stop then?
Thank you, sir. Thank you all. We can meet at tomorrow, 10 o'clock.
The feedback link is already shared, isn't it?
Yes, already shared, sir.
So, okay, one more. I'm copying and pasting it once again. Okay, thank you. We will see tomorrow with with some more features in PS6, and we will try to complete the PS6 session tomorrow. Okay, thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.